Welcome. I'm Halcyon. This is Hug Nation. When I returned home from Burning Man this year, one of the first things that I posted was 70,000 people are alive after participating in Burning Man 2017. And a lot of people were like, yes, and a lot of people were like, whoa. I posted it because the minute that I returned into cell phone range and started to receive messages and questions and how was your week, over and over, the thing on everyone's mind was, I heard someone died. I heard someone enter the fire. And it became frustrating to me that, as it happens almost every year, there is a news story about some negative aspect of this hard to explain experience. And that becomes the narrative. That becomes what people check in. Oh, I heard there was a crazy storm. I heard that there was. And the answer is yes. But we need to fight the instinct to allow negative news to define our experience of the world. And, it's kind of like, yes, I know people that have survived cancer, but if the next time I see them, I'm not going to say, I heard you were sick. Like, no, that's not what they're about. That's not their narrative. It's a part of it. And so when I was placing focus on the excitement, the vibrancy, the optimism, the inspiration that Black Rock City created this year, it was not a denial of any negativity. Now, one thing that I did point out that was hard for people to grasp is I said that not every baby sea turtle makes it to the ocean. Death is a part of all things. Death simply is. Watch BBC Earth, and you will be faced with the harsh reality of the natural world. And you can turn on the daily news and see the harsh reality of the natural world. Then the tragedies, the suffering, the death that is all around as the natural disasters are mounting. With all of this tragic things, with all of this suffering, with all that is simply a part of the unfolding of the universe, when you have something as magical as Burning Man happening, to make the one turtle that died allow you to lose track of the miracle of the species evolving, the miracle of spirituality and human potential evolving, the miracle of that one turtle's spawn, its DNA going forth and finding the ocean. And I mean, that is amazing. I said something where I said, when someone said, wow, but that seeing that person run into the fire really made it difficult for me to enjoy my week. And I said, I get it. It only takes one zit on my nose to ruin my week and forget that my body is a miracle. And some people were very upset. They said I compared a human life to a pimple and how unfeeling and cold that was. And I wanted to maybe just take a moment and say, that's not what I intended to say. What I intended to say is that I tend to agree that a negative instance absolutely can color everything dark. It can make it very difficult to see what's beautiful. I go back to crap or cone all the time, yes, there's crap in the world. Maybe more now than ever, maybe less now than ever. But there's also so much cone, there's so much amazing things. And it takes discipline, not to pretend and ignore, but simply to avoid the temptation to set down your ice cream cone and make all you focus on be this shit. Whether it was drug-induced or psychosis-induced or simply a moment of divine, like having the recognition of oneness and timelessness and eternity and interconnectedness and feeling inspired to self-immolate and become fire, ash, oneness with all things, perhaps that is the most profound expression one could do, but perhaps not. Perhaps it is a cry for help and an ill, mental illness. I don't know, but I don't know a lot. And what I do know is that I'm much more willing to soften my focus on the unknowable and allow it to be neither good nor bad, and then increase my focus on the things that light me up, that are examples of joy and inspiration and the possibilities of the human experience. So much love I saw out at Black Rock City, so much profound explorations of selves, and so much of shedding of negative patterns and expressions of truth. And that expression of truth that I saw in people, that's the story, that's the news. People are alive, breaking out of consumer roles, breaking out of whatever the patterns are that keeping them into an expression that is not their truth, allowing their truth to be in such a way that it fills in the cracks of the world. You being you is the medicine the world needs. That is what I saw at Burning Man. Did someone die? Yes. But more than that, false stories died. Did a person get burned up? Yes. But so too did so much baggage and pain and sediment that was keeping people in the way of their role, playing their role in the healing of humanity and the universe. That's what I believe. I don't know the way things are supposed to unfold. I simply know that if we surrender to love and trust, that is my faith. So, do I have compassion towards the individual whose life is now over? Yes. I have far more compassion towards the loved ones who are grieving, and even more compassion towards the individuals that were of service, playing the role of trying to keep people out of the fire, heroically tried to keep this person away from their death, were unable to do so, and now are faced with that. Do I have compassion and love for everyone and all the people that are all connected in this crazy drama? Absolutely. But that love includes a faith. So I'm not going to dwell. I'm not going to allow that suffering to be my narrative. With every understanding and with every intention of that being my way of processing all of this insanity, and whatever way that you grieve, whatever way that you are making sense of the actions of that day and the actions of the world right now and the actions of nature right now, your processing of all of this is your truth. Anybody that we can connect to and find comfort with and find resonance with, I think that is a healthy process of increasing those feelings of connections, because it is in those feelings of connections that we can find the peace within the storms. But if my peace, if my understanding, if my truth is repelling to you or offensive to you, my apologies, but please disregard. Whether you feel the connections that I feel or not, I feel connected to you. I love you. I'm grateful that we are sharing this roller coaster of a journey together. I love you. Thank you.